Hello everyone, welcome to this video lecture on plant tissues. In this part, you will learn about the meristematic plant tissues. So let's begin. What exactly is a plant tissue? It is defined as a group of cells that are similar in structure and all work together to achieve particular function. In unicellular organisms, a single cell performs all basic functions. But in multicellular organisms, there are millions of cells and most of these cells are specialized to carry out few functions. Each specialized function is taken up by a different group of cells, and since these cells carry out only a particular function, they do it very efficiently. For example, in human beings, muscle cells contract and relax to cause movement. Nerve cells carry messages. Blood flows to transport oxygen, food, hormones, and waste material, and so on. In plants, phloem conducts food and xylem conducts water from one part of the plant to the other. So we can say that these multicellular organisms show division of labor. Thus, we conclude that all cells performing a particular function come together to form a tissue. Okay, now plants have a different set of tissues and animals have entirely different types of tissues as their functions are greatly different. As you can see in this table, the plant tissues are not specialized for mobility, but the animal tissues are. Also, plant tissue organization is relatively simpler than that of the animal tissue organization. A very important difference between the two is that most of the plant tissues are made up of dead cells which majorly provide strength and toughness to the plants, whereas animal tissues are hardly composed of dead cells. Hence, animals require more energy to maintain its tissue system. Lastly, growth in plants takes place throughout the life but is confined to only certain regions. That is, plants grow only from certain body parts, but animals have overall body growth but only till a certain age, right? Obviously, we do not have our nose growing longer throughout our life, or else all of us would be Pinocchios. In this lecture, we are going to focus on plant tissues. As we saw that plants grow throughout their life, and you should recall that growth is a result of increase in the number of cells and that the number of cells increase as a result of cell division, that is mitosis. So we can conclude that plants must have such dividing cells in their body throughout their life. Yes, they do. And these dividing cells are called the meristematic cells. Their main work is to just keep on dividing to increase the number of cells in that part of the body. But if they are dividing, they cannot perform other specialized important functions for the plant. Then who will do all the plant's work? The plant converts some of the meristematic cells into what we call the permanent cells, which become modified to perform a specific function and lose their ability to divide. That's right, these permanent cells will never divide. So the plant tissue can be of two types, the meristematic and the permanent. The permanent tissue can either be simple or complex in structure and functioning. You have to get a good idea of all these different types of tissues, where they are located, what is their unique structure and function, what would each tissue type look like under a microscope, and how to draw their biological diagrams. Here is a complete chart of the different types of tissues in the plants. We will look into each one of them a little in detail now. Okay, so the first type of tissue is the meristematic tissue. To understand them, let's do one activity. Place the roots of 2 onion bulbs dipped in normal water in 2 separate jars. Note the length of the roots of the 2 bulbs. You will see the roots grow longer. This is because of the formation of new cells by cell division of the already present meristematic tissue. Where exactly is this tissue? To find out, let's cut the tips of roots of 1 onion on day 4th. Now leave for one more day and then tell me. Which of the 2 onions has longer roots and why? Onion in jar 1 has longer roots as the tissue in the root tip continues to divide and the root continues to grow. Do the roots continue growing even after we have removed their tips? No, with the removal of the tip of roots, the roots do not further grow. Why would the tips stop growing in jar 2 after we cut them? Because the meristematic tissue in the root tip has been cut out. So what we can conclude? That meristematic tissues are present in the root tip. You may be thinking if these meristematic tissues are different from the other tissues of the plant. Well, yes, they are. A meristematic tissue slide would look like this under a microscope, in which you can see cells undergoing division, like these. These cells are all similar or spherical or polygonal in shape and are undifferentiated. Undifferentiated means they have not been allotted a unique structure to carry out any particular function. They are all soft, young, newborn cells capable of rapid cell division, and for this they are small and are very active. Here are the characteristics of the meristematic tissues. The cells of this tissue are small and very active, have dense cytoplasm, have thin cellulose cell wall, have prominent nuclei, and lack vacuoles. The cells are small so that close packing can be permitted. Vacuoles provide rigidity to cells and will thus hinder rapid division, so better to have no or very small vacuoles. And the cell contains large amount of cytoplasm and a large nucleus, leaving no space for organelles because the specific organelles are not required as the cell does not have to do any function. Right, so by looking for these features, we can identify a tissue to be meristematic or not. Now moving forward, we come to the types of meristematic tissue. Earlier in this video, we had studied that growth in plants is not overall but centralized to specific regions, the regions where meristematic tissue is present. In other areas of the plant body where meristematic tissues are not present, they do not show growth. You must be wondering, what are these regions where meristematic tissues are present? On the basis of location, meristematic tissues can be of 3 types: the apical meristem, the intercalary meristem, and the lateral meristem. First, the apical meristem. The apical meristematic tissue is found in buds and growing tips of the plants. It generally makes plants grow taller or longer. So the apical meristem is present at the absolute apex of the shoot and the absolute tip of the root. The second is the lateral meristem. The lateral meristem tissue makes the plant grow thicker. The lateral meristems occur in the woody trees and plants. Examples of lateral meristematic tissue include vascular cambium that results in the rings you see in the trees, and cork cambium or bark found on the outside of the trees. So the lateral meristem is basically responsible for the thickness of the tree or increase in the diameter or girth of the tree. The third is the intercalary meristem. The intercalary meristem basically is present in between the internodes at the nodal region, like in the sugarcane, or at the tip of the branches or leaves. So these meristematic tissues have the function to divide and produce new cells, and thus we see that the plant proliferates through these specific points. Meristematic tissue is found in the root tips, as this is where roots are growing and where dividing cells are produced. Thus, in the previous activity, we saw that on cutting the root tip of the onion bulb, the roots did not grow further. So to summarize, in a plant, the meristematic tissue is of three types: the apical meristem, the intercalary meristem, and the lateral meristem. The apical meristem is present on the root and shoot tips and is responsible for growth of root and shoot, thus resulting in the increase in the length of the plant. The intercalary meristem is present on leaf base and node and is responsible for growth of plant from the leaf and the nodes. The lateral meristem is present on the side of the stem and of the root and is responsible for the increase in diameter, also called girth, of the stem and the root. Next, you should know how to draw the diagram of the meristematic tissue. You do not have to draw a very complicated diagram. It should just be a representative diagram in which all the regions are very clearly and distinctly marked: the apical meristem, the intercalary meristem, and the lateral meristem. Now that we have come to an end of our today's topic, let's check your knowledge. If the tip of a sugarcane plant is removed, even then it keeps on growing in length. It is due to the presence of intercalary meristem. With the removal of the tip, you will remove the apical meristem, that is right. So it should have stopped growing taller because it is the apical meristem which is responsible for the growth in the length of the plant. But here in this case, in the case of sugarcane plant, there are nodes in between, and these nodes contain the intercalary meristem. These intercalary meristem continue to divide and increase the length of the internodes, and thus the sugarcane plant is seen to be growing longer. Okay, now for the next one. A nail is inserted in the trunk of a tree at a height of 1 meter from the ground level. After 3 years, the nail will move downwards, move upwards, remain at the same position, or will move sideways. What should it be? Hint: where does a plant grow from? Yes, most of you have got it right. The nail will remain at the same position. And why so? Because the length of the plant increases from its tip and not from in between. In between, there is lateral meristem, which is responsible for the increase in the thickness or girth of the plant. Both these will not affect the nail at all, and thus the nail will remain at the same position. Very well done. Now answer these following questions on your own. Hope you have understood the topic well. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, do like it. If you have any queries or doubts, please write in the comment section. And if you wish to see more such videos, please subscribe the channel.